I'm Neil, and welcome to Dreaming of Chess Mastery, my YouTube channel that examines the world of adult chess improvement. I've made the first two parts of my series on the great temptations of the adult chess improver, a sort of parallel with the three temptations of Christ. Yes, very pretentious, I know. Anyway, a break from that is in order because something crossed my mind which I think is very interesting. It's not actually unrelated, but I made a blog post which I'll link, and I think this is worth sharing. And as I say, that does have something to do with a lot of the things that create problems for us adult chess improvers. So what do I want to talk about? Well, actually, you know, if you've read the title of this video, you have a good idea. I want to look at the question of how we go about solving tactical problems and offer perhaps a different mindset, a different way of going about that. And actually linking in with these previous videos, a lot of the people who give us one marvelous way that is going to help us improve, a lot of them talk about it's just tactics. And there's, Richard Teichmann chess's 99% tactics. There's some truth in all of that. I don't want to talk about just how much today. But it is obvious to all of us adult chess improvers that if we could just improve our tactical vision, eliminate those sorts of mistakes from our game, we would instantly improve and improve a lot. So off we go, solving puzzles. And there's nothing wrong with that. Solving puzzles is obviously a very good thing. And I've recently, over the last year, I guess I've solved puzzles in two principal areas or forums. The one is working through, and I suppose I've done half of them, the woodpecker method by Axel Smith. And the other is I do three chess puzzles on chess.com every day. I do three because I can't do any more. I'm on the free plan rather than one of their subscriber options that give you the possibility of solving more tactics. Three is quite enough in a day. And once I started doing this, my rating kind of steadily improved until it reached an area where it stagnated. And yes, I know the puzzle rating on chess.com, there's no more than a vague connection numerically to what your rating strength is. I mean, my rating sort of stagnated around the 2900 level. And I'd sort of hover around that mark, and then every now and then I'd have a day or possibly 2 days where I just went into tilt mode and I'd drop 150 points, and then I'd spend another month slowly working my way back up to what seemed to be my natural level. And I think part of the problem there was the way I was going about solving these puzzles. I was solving them kind of like a video game. I'd try and spot the solution as quickly as possible. This is a key point, because I wanted to boost my rating. And the faster you solve the puzzle in relation to average, the more rating points you get if you solve it correctly. But of course, this approach leads you to getting many problems wrong, because the clock is ticking. And one might say, well, and fair enough, because in the game the clock is ticking, especially if you play blitz or rapid chess, as I do. Not so much the long form games. But one day, a couple of months ago, it struck me that I needed to do things differently. And so I decided that instead of trying to just guess the solution using sort of hack strategies, I would try and solve the problem by working it out diligently until the very end and feeling like I'd covered absolutely every possibility. Well, when I get the problems right, rather than getting 12 or 13 rating points, I tend to get 5, which I guess is the minimum for a correct solution, because I'm way over the time limit. I'm a slow thinker. Well, I'm not that slow. Sometimes it's 3-4 minutes, sometimes it's 5 or 6, or even longer. And then you look at the average time it's taken people, and it might be 45 seconds, or a minute at best. At worst, I suppose, if the aim is to do it quickly. And I get nowhere near that because I'm trying to dot the I's and cross the T's and consider every possibility. So you'd kind of expect, or one scenario would be that this wouldn't be very good at improving my rating, but actually the opposite has proven to be the case. Because generally, I get 2 problems right. Occasionally, one of those 2 problems I get right quite quickly. Maybe it's an easier problem. Sometimes I get a problem wrong out of the 3. Sometimes I get all 3 right. But I suppose the typical sort of day will see me gain or lose 2 or 3 rating points. Because if I get 2 right, and let's say that tends to be 11 points. And if I get 1 wrong, sometimes it's actually after I got the first move right and I missed the second move, something like that. So I might lose 8 points. In the worst case scenario, I'll lose 14. So my typical day sees me gaining 3 or 4 points, or losing at most 4 points. And then if I compare it to the other sorts of days, by taking this approach, I very, very rarely have a complete meltdown. And more frequently, I will have a day where I get all 3 problems right and gain 17 or 18 points. So if I was to kind of like do some sort of statistical map of the distribution, I can see that my expected score probably, I'm guessing here, I'm not going to do that, and I haven't seen a convenient way to do it on chess.com, but probably my mean score is 2 or 3 points. So I'm going to carry on just slowly chipping away and improving. What it does seem to me it's very true, is I'm seeing more in the problems because I'm trying to see more. And I am starting the process, not of improving my ability to spot tactics, but I'm improving my ability to calculate. And I think that's much more important. The woodpecker method actually is designed in a way to help it in a similar sort of with a similar sort of approach, because you score points for your solutions, and Axel Smith makes it very clear what he believes as a chess coach you needed to score to gain maximum points. And then you have the process of deliberate practice, of repeating the same puzzles, trying to increasingly see more and more. So I don't think it's a million miles away from what Axel Smith is talking about. Actually, also, if we think of what people advising us to improve our basic calculation are advising us to do, it's to gain an intuitive feel for simple tactics. And in that regard, solving puzzles on chess.com or in the woodpecker method is the wrong place to kind of hone that basic skill. And what some writers suggest we do is have a stock of simple, basic puzzles that test our vision and work on those rather than more difficult problems. They're two very different skills. Recognizing that your opponent has a tactic available that is spottable at your rating level. For me, I suppose chess.com rapid rating in the 2000 to 2100 category, whatever that means. Well, the kind of basic tactics that I might miss are not the sort of tactics that I'm studying on the puzzle forum app space. So if I want to improve my ability to spot those tactics, I need to train with simpler puzzles. I think in general, what I've realized with this little adventure in rethinking how I go about solving puzzles is that very quickly we get lured into the gamification of what we're doing. And we get tempted by trying to do things quickly, whether it's improve quickly or whether it's to do things quickly. And we get tempted to do that because this process of improving my calculation that I'm trying to undergo is going to take a long, long, long time to bear fruit. And I've got already, I can see a number of areas that I need to improve. Methodologically, I need to write down my solutions afterwards with important problems or problems that I identify as being typical of errors of thinking, and I need to retest myself with those, which I can. I can revisit them in the future. The other thing is to just forget about the rating and focus on the learning. So, that's what I wanted to share this week. I think in a nutshell, what we need to do is approach solving puzzles as a chance to improve our calculation with a simple question or a simple target. I will calculate this through to the very end. And I will work on that. That is my goal. Maybe I'll get it right, maybe I'll get it wrong. But before I make the first move, I need to feel pretty confident. No, I need to believe that I have solved the problem in every detail. And not make a move just because this feels right based on how you solve problems or by a process of elimination. This must, and very often you're right, and I found that. My first instinct of what the first move is, the first candidate move to check, very often is the right move. And perhaps I would be, from a rating perspective, better off just making it and then thinking. But no, I am going to analyze that move to the very end. And I'd encourage you to do the same. I think you'll find the results will be quite interesting and fruitful. So that's it for this week. Perhaps next week I'll round up with the Temptation series with Temptation number 3. But until then, I trust you're well, enjoy your chess or whatever else it is that you're trying to master. And from sunny Brazil, ciao.